Hello, hey, Jeff Strine back. Welcome to the channel. Again, we're gonna do a little maintenance video on our Honda 1000 Pioneer. This is a 2016. This is the first year of production for them. This will be our third maintenance that we've done on this. In today's video, we're going to change the engine oil, the engine oil filter, the DCT dual clutch transmission filter, as well as the sub transmission oil. Okay, all of that is the same oil. We ordered everything from Amazon. Right here it is. Comes with a gallon of 10W30 GN4 4-stroke oil, 3 additional quarts. Let's see. We also got in this kit the oil filter itself, the engine filter, the dual clutch transmission filter. Comes with a little paper funnel if you want to use that, and 2 crush washers to replace both those on the engine oil. So I'm going to switch up cameras. We'll climb underneath this thing, and we're going to show you first off, where those ports are located, and let's get right to it. All the tools that you'll need and supplies that you'll need. First and foremost, go ahead and wear safety goggles. You don't want this oil splashing your eyes. I'm going to wear some nitrate gloves. This is a tool for using these, replacing these push pins, and I always keep quite a few of these extras on hand. But this is something you don't have to have, but does make it simpler. You can remove these with just a screwdriver. Next thing you're going to need is a ratchet of some type, socket wrench, possibly an extension. For the engine oil, you're going to need a 12mm socket. If you're also doing the sub transmission like we are today, you're going to need a 17mm. A torque wrench to go back when we're going to replace these at 22 foot-pounds, 9 foot-pounds, whichever one it is. Shop towels is a great idea. I've already showed you all the oil and filters that I've got that I ordered from Amazon, around $80. Again, if you'd like to, this is the engine oil filter. If you'd like to see that part number, there it is. The DCT filter and its part number. Then again, this kit came with a gallon plus 3 quarts. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7 quarts ought to be able to do this. A couple of crush washers. Down here, I'm not going to use the paper funnel that they supplied us. So, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you where the proper. Let me get a light too so we can see good. So, get under your machine. Again, I'm on the driver's side. We're going to be looking to replace for just our engine oil first. There's 2 drain plugs. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the first one is right here. Okay, and this large kind of U-shaped cutout. Again, this is just a factory cover. The second one is right here. Both of these are 12mm. So this is where we're going to drain our engine oil. We'll probably start with this one toward the front first, then this one second. Okay. The other one that you're going to want to change, and your large one right here, the 17mm, if you're going to change your sub transmission fluid, it's found just in front of that. If you're not, don't take that one out. We're at 300 hours, so we're gonna change ours. These are your. Some of these have got the push pins. This is where you check your engine oil, but not where you fill it up. Okay, right in there. If you can see this, that's your. It has a dipstick on it, and this is where you check the level of your engine oil, as you can see there. But that is not where you fill your engine oil. Okay, we're going to fill our engine oil underneath these push pins, and I'll show you how we get those off. This one's being stubborn. There we go. Number two. Okay, so back. This one's got a little center button you push. Push that down. And if you want, I'm just again going to use a screwdriver here. The center one's a little bit different. And one more on the other side. So once you access that, then you can just pull this cover off. And I hope you can see this, but right here is where you fill your oil. Try not to drop it like I did. Okay, that's your engine oil fill hole. So next up, I'm going to show you where the filters are. This is your DCT filter. Got these two screws here, and then your engine oil filter is behind this one. And be note, when we take these loose, I'll emphasize it again. Both of these have a little spring that sits right in the center. Try not to drop those into your oil catch pin, because once we take these off, a little bit of oil will come out of these as well. So anyway, let's get right to it. We're going to pull our drain plugs and start draining some oil. Okay, so this is going to probably be a mess, but always is when you're changing oil. So here we're at our first. Gotta get under here and get some leverage. Got that one broke loose. Oh, I have a lot of rags. So, first one. Again, the second one's just a little further back. Again, stay away from the sub-transmission fluid at this time unless you plan on redoing it. We got it on there now. Got both of them broke loose. Made a little bit of a mess, but that's pretty good for me. It's usually a hell of a lot worse. Okay, that's pretty much done. So now we're gonna get our new crush washers and put them back on. Our two screws. One. I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall Okay, so this is where I use the longer extension, and I think I stated it wrong. This is a 10 millimeter, and just gonna break those loose. Now we just want to move our screws without dropping them in our oil and having to screen that out. Like I say, when you remove these, be real aware of this spring that is behind this. Don't want to lose your spring. So there's the 3 screws for the engine one. That thing's being, it kind of sits in a groove with an O-ring there, so there we go. Now this may get a little dirty here. There's that spring I told you about, if you've seen that. So there's a cap, and that spring sits right inside that. So we'll clean that up. Okay, this one only has 2 screws. Got it removed. And then, like I said, yeah, much easier. And usually, like I said, that screw, that spring, there it is. It'll stay in the middle of that filter much better. Okay, so this one, easily an easy filter to remove. The cap's a lot harder, but there's that old filter. Pretty bad shape. This other one's a little bit tougher. You can get pliers, or I'm going to try to use a screwdriver. I've been successful doing that before. And there it goes. Alright. Again, just kind of pried it out with the screwdriver. Both those look like pretty dirty, so anyway, now the best thing to do is just take a rag and okay, DCT filter. Again, there's the part number. Now these filters have to go in a particular direction, and the side that has the rubber O-ring on it goes toward the engine, and this clearly says towards filter cover outside. So we just place that one right inside there. And our spring goes back in the center of it. This, you want to inspect your O-ring. I changed mine last time, so it looks good. I'm not gonna change it again. So then you want your DCT facing upright, and then you just place it right back where it came from. So we'll get them snugged up. And these go at 9 pounds. Something good. Put a little bit of oil around it. And this filter works just like the other one. The rubber piece faces toward the engine, and this clearly states outside towards filter cover. So that goes in first. Now this one's a little tougher. You want the word engine facing up. It's a little tougher to get the spring to stay on this one. Got to kind of balance it there. Kind of have a screw in hand. Whoop. Get them hand tied it. Okay, so everything's just snugged up with a wrench. Now we'll come back and torque everything down here on the bottom to the proper specs. And next up we'll put engine oil in, and we'll show you how that goes. I just want to give you a view of the torque wrench. Okay, again, 9 foot-pounds on these two. And this big old torque wrench kind of difficult to maneuver down in here, but that's 9 foot-pounds. Just because of this big old jug, so. Obviously this is a gallon or 4 quarts. Add 2 more and start it up, run it for 3 minutes and check it. Anyway, I won't bore you with the oil filling process. Okay, that is our 6th quart of our engine oil. So it recommends, if we're changing the DCT filter, recommends 6.1 quarts. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to replace our cap. We're going to start the engine, let it run for 3 or 4 minutes, and then we will check our fill level. So we'll let that just idle there for 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll come back at the end and see what it takes to top it off. So next up, we're going to check. We've let it idle for about 4 or 5 minutes while we, not sure if you can see that, but with 6 quarts, it's not even touching. And you do not screw this all the way in. You just drop it in till the threads bottom out, and that's how you check it. Yeah, we're not reading, so we gotta add some more. Probably too soon to check, but let's give it a whirl. Yeah, it's about halfway between the first notch. We got 2 notches, so we're sitting about right in there. We've put in about maybe 1/3 of that. Let's try that. Give it just a minute to run down. How about a few seconds? I'm ready to move on to the sub-transmission. All right. Yep. It looks full now. We'll run it a little bit and put a few hours on it and check it real close for the next several hours of running, and or trips, whichever comes first. Just keep a good close eye on it. So, guys, actually, that's going to conclude the engine DCT oil change on the Pioneer 1000. So, and next up, we're going to do the sub-transmission. Okay, for the sub-transmission, we got a 17mm wrench here, and this is going to be your larger socket here, and this is just about a quart of oil, so why not go ahead and do it. And it's been 2 years, so again, it takes the same oil, so we bought enough oil to be able to do it. And so we'll let that drain. You could drain them all at the same time. That can finish draining. I added this myself, just kind of heat shield. But this is under here, and again, we want to pop up these things. Remove a few of these plastic rivets, whatever you want to call them. We'll try 3. This was an aftermarket, well, not an aftermarket, after they sold this, and they may have came out with them on all the recent versions, but we had pretty good time with a lot of heat coming up from, yeah, we can't call, we could see it, just not good enough light. So we've got a right here on top. Now this one is the fill and the check. See, notice it has a dipstick. So that's your sub transmission. We'll put 1 cord in there. Retorque that drain plug on the bottom, and this complete maintenance will be completed. The other camera kind of blew battery there. So again, same as before, this dipstick, don't screw it in to check it, just drop it in till the threads touch. And you want it between that upper and lower mark, this upper and the lower mark, and it's right in there. I think I said this is my 3rd. This is actually our 4th service. We're right at a little over 300 hours on this. And I think we're around 1,200 miles. I'll show the odometer once we reset the check engine light, or check service light. But we should be full now. Yep, it's between the upper and lower. I don't know if you can see that. Right there, just about perfect. And again, just like the other one, if we need to, we'll run it, get a good hour in it, check it. It's definitely hitting. So again, that's our sub-transmission fluid. I know you can't see down in here, but I think I got that on the GoPro where you could see down in there. So, sub-transmission fluid changed again. Just takes you a little bit of time. So we'll get all that stuff put back on, and again, all we got to do is, mine had this little mat here, so real simple, push pins in, and it is right here. There it was. So everything is been serviced. One thing you want to do is hold down to reset that. It's hard to do with all this camera stuff. Hold down this button, turn your key to on till that wrench icon goes away. Boom. So now we're reset. Again, you can see we're at 1,671 miles. I just reset the trip. 323.9 hours on a 2016. That's not bad. We don't do a whole lot of trail riding. It's mainly, so in another 600 miles, we'll get another check engine light. That's been reset. It's been reset. That's how you do it. Pretty simple process. So, get us back over here. Now it's cleanup time. So I don't know, y'all. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I don't put a lot on this channel, but like I said in the previous, at the end of the oil change video, if you're interested in custom painting crankbaits, I've got a lot of stuff on there. This is just kind of an old channel I created years ago when I done my Kubota oil change, and hopefully I'm getting a little better at shooting videos than I did at that time. I'm probably just as messy as I was on that one. But anyway, I know there's a lot of these videos out there, but just wanted to show you my take on it. And hope you learned something. Hope it's useful to you. Leave comments, leave suggestions. Jeff signing out.